Hello, everyone. This is Taylor Lindsay going and playing my game for EDT 6010. This is called Win the White House. I already went through the primary position, but that's something you can always have your students come through to show them about hot topic issues and how to get elected. But one of the best things that you can do to show students just how hard it is to run for president are the different steps that you would need to go through. So you have these each options here: fundraising, polling, media, appearance, each of which would require certain aspects. So if I were to go fundraise in New York, which is a Democratic state, my character would talk, they would talk about issues, come back through, then it's my opponent's turn. They would fundraise in a Republican state, both of which you would see you'd be able to get more money from, like in Texas. Now, if I were to want to go poll a state that has a lot of electoral votes like California, which is also statistically a higher Democratic state, I would see that California is there, and I would basically receive those electoral votes. There's also a lot of money, and there's no momentum, meaning they're not leaning Republican, they're not leaning super Democrat, so they're just going to kind of stay as they are. My opponent is going to talk in another state and get momentum in Alabama, which is going to start to shift over, which the same thing would happen in a presidential election. So I'll choose a state to go appear in, and you have to poll in a state. So I'd go to California since I was just there, and I would make an appearance. Oops, I guess not. I would make an appearance maybe in Missouri. No. I could always do media in Pennsylvania, and you can run your campaign there. But each time you go through, you need A, money, and B, to be in a state that's there. So I'm just going to end my turn, even though I have funds available, and kind of save that for next time. My opponent then tries to go to California. That's a large state that has a lot of Democratic votes to try to switch the momentum around. They'll poll in Florida and see that it is a Democratic state. Bummer for them. We continue down the campaign slogans. We continue down the bus. We see if there's any states added or gained, lost or gained. So I unfortunately lost Alabama, but there's only, 9 electoral votes. So let's go around. We'll see if we can hit up maybe California for some fundraising, or Florida. So I'll go there. I get my $3. They go to Washington, do the same. I'll make an appearance in Florida since I was there, and I'll talk about pollution standards. You then are able to choose which kind of statement you want to make in the state when you're making an appearance. So there are 2 okay answers and 1 bad answer. So you would read through them. Let's see, our government must be protected through levels of government. Pollution affects everyone. In order to make money, companies will pollute as much as they can. We need stricter limits. Great answer. I give my speech. Blah, blah, blah. We give the same answer. And Florida is now strongly Democratic. Go through the same way. They try to move California over. I am going to go to my home state of Pennsylvania and talk about cleaner energy. And this would be an ad, very similar to the last one. Oops, I got it wrong. So that's actually going to be bad for me, because I did not say the best answer. Doesn't do anything. So students are able to learn of whether or not their answers have repercussions, right answers, wrong answers. So they have to read them over and think about also what their state would be. If you were to go into a state like Texas and say, I really don't think that guns are good, you're probably going to run into some problems. So Ohio's near PA, and it's also a battleground state. I'll go there. We play. Oh no, they're Republican, so we lose their votes as well. While we go through, students are able to see which states go which way, and this is also a very good representation of how the election process goes. Are states going to swing? Can you swing a state? But right now, I'm still in the lead. You would do this multiple times throughout the game, playing the game until you would either win or lose, and students are able to see just what is going on in this election. So we'll go fundraise some more. I'll go back to California. There's a lot of money there. Continue on. They do the same. And we'll make an appearance in California since my opponent is trying to take that away. If we go through the right rights, talk about the right thing, we should be able to understand that I'll be back in charge in Cali. Oh no, they were disappointed. So now, even though you have a surefire vote in a state that came out strongly Democratic, it's starting to fade, and that's how students can see that, all of your actions have repercussions. We'll go poll in Georgia. See how people are doing there. And they're Republican, so that's not going to be good for me. Throughout all of this, we do our pre-game questioning, we do our post-game questioning, and we're able to see the democratic process. We'll address climate change because I can't lose California. That's my biggest one, and that's what a lot of students are going to do, is focus on those bigger states just like we would in an actual election. You want to make sure that those big electoral states are going in your way. You wouldn't focus necessarily on a state like Montana or South Dakota, North Dakota, because they only get 3 electoral votes, but you would focus on larger states, California, Illinois, Ohio, and now I'm in a bad position to win. I'll fundraise back in New York because you want to get kind of the most money. This continues on. You go back and forth until you win or lose the White House. There are some post-game assessments that you can have and talk about everything, wherein did you do what was right? Does this actually mirror a democratic election? And that is it. Thank you very much.